Peace.
All right, y'all.
What up, world? Pod in progress. Back at y'all. Could be anywhere in the world, but you with us. So we come with a good message, the good word, info, and activity to couple that with it's all in alignment with our movement. So this right here is episode number 47. We're gonna keep this thing rolling. Before we jump into our discussion today, we're gonna stay true to our tradition here, considering that we hip hop heads, music heads of many different genres. So I believe one of the good brothers has some bars for us. Brother
Yes,
Nikhil,
sir.
what you got?
Man, so I'm up for tonight. I got the bars for tonight. This one, I'm really excited. This one's been kind of just hiding in the pocket, waiting for me to pull it out. So, but
Let's go.
it's real good. It speaks to the times that we're in right now. So this is a good one. This comes. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a hint before we even get into it. It comes from down south. This is Dirty South right here.
Okay.
So this is what it says though. The blacker the berry, the more weight to carry on on these shoulders of ours. While the candles burn dimly in the corners, as we mourn the slain, their bonnets of flowers, and the killers go free, no matter the footage we see and the videos of pictures. I just pray for the mothers and fathers that bury their babies, find comfort in scriptures, and destroy the friends and killers. We more kings and queens than niggas. Ain't no tweets or memes could heal us. Only we could protect the village and bless the children with knowledge and truth. The strength and the roots. The strength is the proof. The cutting, the noose. The living, the life, the power to fight, the power to be. They point it and they shoot. And the camera's gonna point at the looters like we ain't been peacefully protesting. Like we ain't tired of seeing people dying and they ain't got no justice.
Well, at the beginning, I was thinking like maybe Killer Mike. Now I don't know. It switched up.
Sound like it could be Goody Mob.
That's what I was thinking too. Maybe CeeLo. CeeLo.
No.
Dirty South.
He said it's
I'll
Dirty
give you a
South.
little bit of the course. In this world, oh world, we see joy and peace in this world, cold world. I'm just trying to remain in this world. I even pray to God for change in this world.
You sure that's not good? That's good though.
Hey, it do kind of remind us a vibe that's kind of like a Goody Mob vibe.
Is it J. Cole?
No. Y'all cold right now. It's deep south.
Oh, Deep South.
Deep South.
Yeah.
Is it Trick Daddy?
No.
It's a good guess.
Come on, man.
Texas.
Okay.
Scarface?
That's
Ooh, you close. That ain't Scarface. You close. Who else would be in your top three from Texas without Scarface?
UGK.
Okay, Bun B.
Okay, Bun. Okay, shout out to Bun.
It's Bun B and Corey Mo called This World. That's the name of the song. It came out.
Who verse is that? Is that
man,
Bun
that verse was Big Crit though. So Big Crit's on it. Trader Truth is on it too. So that verse is Big Crit.
Yeah,
Nice.
I need that.
Yeah, shout out to Big Crit, man. He always drops good knowledge.
What's the name of the song again?
This World.
This World.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah,
That's a good.
it's fire, man. That one's real good. Trader Truth came in hard too on that one, man. So yeah, yeah, that's a
That
good
was a
one.
good.
Man. But
Yeah.
it speaks to the timing of what's going on right now, man. We living in some times. These are some days, man, and I'm just excited that man, we've got this camp going on.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's getting to be about that time of the year. Man, the weather is almost perfect. I'm ready to definitely get out there to the high country, as they call it, and just be a little more free. You feel me?
Yes, indeed.
Man. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
excited, man. I'm excited about the upcoming trip, but then also the Legacy Camp as well, man. Because man, just the impact that our last Legacy Camp had, it's just building anticipation for just what this next one's going to be, man. That was our first annual. This is our second annual. So, just talk to the people, man. First off, about what the camp itself offers and what we got going on with the camp.
Yeah. So considering everything that you just said, as far as like the times that we're in, this is more than appropriate. And it's our second annual Legacy Camp, which is going to take place May 24th through the 26th. So that's essentially Memorial Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But essentially, it's an opportunity for us to unplug from the inner city noise, typical activity. And we are inviting young men to accompany us. So last year was our first effort around the same period of time.
Right.
I think we had close to 20 young men. I think we were just short of 20. And essentially, we were able to take them to our acreage, let them get their hands dirty, get that, a small taste of what ownership looks like for individuals like us who essentially we were them at a point, right? So for them to see us in that space, in the context of ownership and collectivism as well, group economics in a sense, it's an important optic to couple with the messaging that we are putting forth for this particular effort. So essentially, it's going to involve camping, recreational activity. We even get into breath work and yoga, archery, giving a little exposure there, some concrete one-on-one. And I suppose the intent is to show them that other side, what I like to call the real world. When you strip this, like what we kind of operate in now is like, it's like a big production. I reference it as a matrix, right? So
Right.
Obviously it serves its utility, but I like to say jumping in and out of the matrix, right? So this is going to be an iteration of that where we go out into this space and really just bond, man, because there's a lack of like a rites of passage in a lot of our inner cities for our Black youth specifically in this day and age. And we're trying to fill that. Well, we're not trying. We're filling a part of that void, right?
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're
Bridging
doing
that
our
gap.
best. Let's say that.
100%.
Yeah, bridging that gap, leading by example through consistency. What's great about the collective of men that are involved in the L.E.G.A.C.Y is that we organically have vetted each other, right? Over the years, and this wasn't intentional vetting, I wouldn't say, but time reveals, right? And when you can kind of see the character of individuals through the work and through their family and the principles that they clearly stand on, it's so much easier to build and collaborate. So yeah, I would frame it like that, but I'm gonna hand it off to one of the bros so that they can add on to that.
Yes, definitely. As you were going through some of the things, I was getting lost in memory because I'm like, man, that was such a good time. Just that experience, just to be out there and create those memories. And when you was talking about giving them the ownership feeling, it's like that was one of the things that I didn't think that they would really care about last year. Like I figured they would be more interested in the fun and the hiking, the camping, the fishing, things that are more prevalent in probably their conversations with their peers, right? But to see the look on their face when they realized that we were the ones that own that particular space that we were working on, that was somewhat of like motivation and continued validation for me personally to like, this is a great thing, and to make sure that it keeps going, because like I said, those memories that you create is for a lifetime. You know what I mean? They'll never forget that time where somebody stopped their time to pour into them about things that they didn't necessarily wouldn't have known about. So I'm looking forward to the memories more than anything.
Yeah, man, and to piggyback on that, man, the experience was just priceless, man. It was priceless. One, I say this, man, getting to learn from them, because we the OGs, so to speak, right? And as that, the OG-itis, so to speak, you know what I mean? Sometimes we can get in our ego, and we can feel like, we always got to be pouring, but to actually just sit down and learn from them, learn what's going on with them, that was also, man, for me, it stood out as a part of the experience, because it's interesting, man. You'll learn a lot, man, and I don't think we do it often enough, that's just in my personal opinion, but there was so much to learn from them, and they were willing to share. Once we got in that space, man, and we got away from the technology and the hustle and bustle of the city, they opened up, man, and they were willing to to share, man, and it was just such a magical experience, man. I don't like to use the term magical, but it was just an experience that you can't really put words to how valuable that experience was. And I walked away, man, with just some different perspectives, just around what the youth are facing today, man. A lot of people don't even know. I mean, just as parents, I think it's incumbent that we have conversations with our children, but a lot of our parents, they don't, man. Either they're tired, or they're too lazy, or whatever the reason is. But I think it's also an opportunity for us to really get to learn from them. So that's what I was I was shocked by. I was taken back by when we got out there, man. And then just the ability, man. Once they got to that space where they were comfortable, man, they were really willing to receive what it was that we had to say too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. It's conceptually, I think it's simple, but it's also profound, right? And I liken it to, if you ever just decide, hey, I'm gonna go for a walk, or hey, you get the family together, let's go to the park, right? And it's just a simple thing. You don't think too much of it, but along that walk or that time just spending at the park out in nature, sometimes you get so much from that, and you like, man, I didn't anticipate that I was gonna be inspired in this way, or relaxed in this way, or just connected to your family in that way, right? So this camping effort is also that in a lot of ways, right? One thing I recall that's funny now from last year was like all the boys were going through Wi-Fi withdrawals for like the first, I don't know,
seriously,
6 hours or something. Like,
hey, man, get the hotspot.
Right. And it's funny, man, because it's like, wow, man, like what would y'all do without this? And then over time, that kind of dissipates, and they just get into the activity because there's no option, right? They can't tap in, so eventually they got to put it down, and then they start to kind of immerse themselves in these activities, or just observing nature and really being intentional about the space that you're in, the time that you're in, being present. You know what I mean? And I think we all get lost in that. But the great thing about stand-up dudes being with the youth like that, Brother Nakia mentioned, the learning opportunity, and that's a two-way street, right? Our generation, we serve as a conduit from the past through us to the future, right? So we're able to approach the space with the knowledge, the experience, the sense of history, right? And whatever our skill set and resources are, we can offer that, kind of set the table for the youth to come in, utilize that as a foundation to propel themselves higher than the level we're from, because the piece they bring is the imagination, the ingenuity, the curiosity, all of this stuff that kind of dwindles within us over time as we kind of get locked into our daily routine. So it's vitally important, and it's not even it's not like a condescending type of dynamic where we're like presiding over the situation. We are in a sense of like safety and security and order and that sort of thing, providing for the experience. But as far as the engagement, it's like an open space for everyone to express and draw from each other. And I think we need a lot more of that. Hopefully, this would serve as kind of like a base or a foundation for other things that we can kind of incorporate in the spirit of this. But I'm just really excited because I truly was impressed with a lot of those young men And over time, it felt like a family reunion or something, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the kids didn't know each other. They
Right.
weren't necessarily all familiar with us. Some of them were, but by the end of that weekend, it was like we was connected. You know what I mean? And it was just dope.
I agree. Let's talk a little bit about the actual camp. So I know that it's a 3-day camp. We'll leave out Friday. We'll obviously get there Friday.
Yeah, early.
And then we have all the rest of Friday. We have all day Saturday, and then Sunday as well. So let's talk a little bit about that actual trip. And give me just a moment as well.
Well,
Okay.
the trip is
a little bit about that actual camp.
I'll just say this little piece and I'll pass it to Brother Nakia. But the trip itself, right, transporting to the space, that is like it's a precursor to the activity we're going to get into. And then when you're riding in a vehicle for 3-4 hours, whatever it is, that's also an experience that is memorable for me. It kind of like reminds me of like those road trips that we used to take back in the day with the family or the football team or whatever it was. Just being locked in that vehicle and you just riding. You know what I mean? The difference is we didn't have like smartphones and stuff like that, right? But so 3 days, like you said, 3 days. The Friday is really just about getting there safely and then getting settled in. We usually conclude that night and the other nights with a bonfire type atmosphere, which is dope because it's something about being under those stars and conversing and just kind of just being out there inspired. So
transportation is included.
100%.
Indeed.
So that's one thing. One less thing you have to worry about as parents. The bulk of the trip is actually included with the tuition as well. I don't want to jump ahead, but okay, so we're on day 1. We've pitched our tents. That's very exciting as well. On day 1, you start setting up your space, getting your area all prepared for the night, and then having that first night outside is always probably the best night. I would say for the actual camp, that would be the best night, is that first night for me at least. And then boom, now we're on day 2. What does that look like?
Yeah, so just to give you an idea of what day 2 looks like, man, this is where we're gonna actually touch foot on the land. This is our opportunity to to dive in, get out there on the land, put in some good work with the young men. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's share a couple of videos, man, just to give people an idea of what we're talking about, so that way they can see it themselves. So that was good. And to answer your question, Sister Shamika, the send off, it was. People, the women, and even the men are trusting us with their children. So it's that can be a difficult experience, especially if you've never been away from your child for that period of time. But here's the blessing that's in it, though, man. We have one mother who flew all the way from Baltimore just to bring her son to be a part of something that she knew was monumental. So that's the blessing in that is that as parents, you are allowing your children to come with us as men, right? And you can trust and know that they're in safe hands, man. And that comment reminds me of the hike. You guys remember the hike, right? Our good brother Kondo and brother True, man. They're not on the podcast right now, man. Shout out to them. But both of them, they pretty much took one of our youth this was really his first experience being really outdoors and just having the experience of what it looks like to hike, right? And in his the testimonial that we did on the last day, he shared that that was one of his best experiences that he had, was the brothers taking him and encouraging him and helping him with that hike, because it's something he'd never experienced before. And so I say that to say the young men are in good hands when they're coming to this camp, and that that's something that we hold up a code of honor. We hold up a code of ethics, and they're in good hands with that. But yeah, day one. So back to day one, man. Day one, we're on the
Yes,
land.
it's definitely a blessing. I apologize for cutting you off, but it's
No,
definitely
you good.
a
Go ahead, brother.
blessing to have that trust from the moms, because I always say that, you know, the moms are the biggest protectors over the whole family. So if you can get the mom to trust you with the child, then that's a big step for what it makes a big statement for what we've been able to do in the community previously as well. So it, like Kalan was saying, there was a lot of work being done individually on our character and our stance on certain things in the community, and then we all led up into this point, like in some type of divine it was supposed to happen type of thing. So just having that trust from the mom to say, like, I'm gonna trust you with my baby boy. And then that reminds me of the village as well. It reminds me of my responsibility in the village, because it's like, wow, she probably gets it as well. And even if she doesn't, I understand what's happening at this particular point. You feel me? And I think just having like that mentality and approach to it is what
the knowledge
be locked in. You feel me? What's this? This is the first video?
And what I have in mind, right? So it's just based on
So this is when we first got there.
First and foremost,
you can see the brother introducing a little bit of what we got going on and what we were doing.
If you're unsure, just stop what you're doing. Let it be known. All right. So I'm going to give y'all some instructions when we get over here. It's very critical that everyone is attentive and understands the rules. Okay. Archery is in general.
So I believe that was just before the archery session that we got into. For those of you that are not familiar, I actually used to coach a junior Olympic archery club here in Arizona for about 5 years. So a certified coach under USA Archery, or at least I was. My certifications is probably expired, but the knowledge is still here. So we intend to facilitate some of that as well, to give them some exposure. As it, you know, it kind of aligns with just being outdoors, recreationally enjoying the space. With that being said, I think we need to highlight the space that we're actually going to be in, right? So Apache County, Arizona, we own 37.5 acres. We're actually, that first night when we touched down, Bilal was speaking to setting up the tents and everything. We're actually going to be camping at Lyman Lake State Park, which is very dope because like the area we're going to occupy is like right on the bank of a big lake. So like the scene is it's breathtaking, especially at night. You got the nice big lake there, starlight, just out there, man. It's just really enjoyable. So the fishing poles are going to be out, all of that. And then obviously like our space, that we actually own is just a couple minutes away from the state park. But it's similar to the setting that we're going to be in. As you can see there, that's the lake, man. So this place has become like, man, like we've been up here so much since, and we're just familiar with the park rangers and everything like that. So, it's starting to feel like home. And for these young men, we're just hoping at minimum, it just sparks some of the ideas and they can build on some of these concepts that we expose them to. So there we go, man. That's how we get it, man. That's like first priority when we touch down. Hey, get them tents out. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man. So this is some of the footage from our camp, man. You can see, the brothers working together collectively, everybody working together, man, to get this thing done. And we had them set up relatively quick, man. We were able to, soon after getting them set up, we were able to dive right into, some games and fun activities. So that's what day one was about: relaxing, getting to know everyone. You know what I mean? Setting the ground rules for what's about to occur over the next several days, and things like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
so let me.
Go ahead. You got it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, brother.
No, I was just gonna move on to day two. just to give them an idea, we already mentioned a lot of the activities, but the park that we're going to occupy, like I said, fishing. There's some really good hiking that is featured in the space. So we'll be getting out there, and then also on day 2, so we'll kind of transport the group to our acreage. And as you can see here, one of the things that we did was like a brief concrete one-on-one session where we educated the young men on what exactly concrete was, and we let them get their hands dirty. So we have those materials, allow them to mix it and place it, because it's just one of those things that's up under your feet all day, every day. But I'm just not so sure how many people actually think about, well, what goes into piecing this infrastructure together. So we're giving them a little bit of that exposure as well.
Right, which is a skill that they can take and transfer into the real world and life also. So, you know, it's a trade in a sense. They're learning the basics of that particular trade, which obviously goes without saying. But day 2 also, I just wanted to point out, is where we'll spend most of the time on our particular land. So that's a big part of it, is when they talk about that ownership that we mentioned earlier, most of that conversation is going to happen on day 2. So we'll also give them like a tour of the actual land, show them a lot of the work that's already been done. We'll be able to show them those concrete slabs from the last group. So that's part of it as well. Each particular group with the legacy camp will be able to make their own imprint on the land that'll last forever. Obviously, that's our intention. So 15, 20 years down the line, they can go back to this space and say, I had a part in making this be what it is today. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So yeah, man, getting outside, getting the kids off the couch, right? That concept alone, man, is just it's just good to see, man. And even to more to emphasize this point, being with a group, right, of men, peers, collectively doing anything, I just find myself to be even more enthused when I can actually do this with people that I consider brothers that share the same values and things of that nature. So I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. We're going to duplicate a lot of those activities. I'm already rethinking like the concrete one-on-one session, some things that we can do to enhance it a little better. And then, you know, just being out there, man, like being out in the wilderness, you know, like I said earlier, I call it the real world, because when you're in this space, you realize like, oh, you know, all the things I take for granted, there's a lot that goes into it, right? So I can't help but imagine, like when I'm standing on our acreage, roughly 40 acres almost, you look around and you're like, okay, start from scratch, literally, right? And then your imagination starts to take over, because for the most part, most of my existence, I was occupying a space that was already predefined, and I just kind of came into that, right? So the fact that we can kind of define our space and be the architects of it and involve the youth, you know what I mean? Draw from them and let them get their hands dirty. It's just cool, man. So letting them get their hands on tools, getting dirty, you know what I mean? Just being boys, right?
Yeah, man. Talk to us about the food too, man. So, you know, that's another item that's included with the camp as well. So especially since we're going to be out there for 3 days, you got to understand that, yeah, definitely we're going to ensure that they're fed. So let's talk to them a little bit about the food.
Well, you pretty much figured it up right there. It's included. So, you know, well, so of course we're feeding them once we touch down on Friday. Then there's breakfast on Saturday. There's going to be lunch and dinner on Saturday as well, and then just breakfast on Sunday, which we'll pretty much have our breakfast there, pack up, and get back on the road on Sunday. So the young men, some of them did have their own little personal bags of snacks and things like that. We're not going to frown upon that. Just remember to share it.
Right.
At least. And then for the most part, their meals though are included. That's something that you don't have to worry about as a parent. If your child is going to eat or be hungry out there, that's perfectly taken care of. We'll have more than enough food.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It won't necessarily be a lot of the stuff that you probably would allow them to eat at home, like Takis and those type of things. Well, they're gonna have to sneak and do that, because part of it as well is disconnecting from some of the things that you like. Also, some of that comfort zone, to get them familiar with being uncomfortable, so that they can navigate well as a man in that particular space, because it will make itself present as you grow. As this is also manhood training, so your young man will be perfectly fine. Are we leaving the electric arc this time? You see me struggling, right? Yeah, I'm like, what's wrong with this thing?
Yeah, we got the gas powered auger this time, so we learned our lesson there. But you know what? That's part of the repetition, right? Being out there and just learning, man. So with that said, don't be disencouraged coming into these new spaces not knowing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Ask those questions or learn from us. You know what I mean? Yeah. YouTube University is your friend as well, but yeah, just get to it. You know, so.
And if the fact that it's 7 of us that'll be facilitating this camp, there's a wide range of knowledge and information. So that's the beautiful thing about this collective as well, is everybody knows a little something and we all bring it to the table. So to have your young man in that presence as well, where they can ask 1,000,001 questions that they can get answered by uncles, by big bros, by fathers, by grandfathers, all in one space, which is somewhat a lost thing in our particular community. So again, that's just a shameless plug, but that's part of the work that we do as well.
Yeah. So I think we capped off or encapsulated what's happening on day 2, I believe, if not, correct me, but so coming into day 3 Sunday, right? So this is the last day, and this is essentially when we're checking out of the space. But that morning we prioritized some time to really get into maybe just minimal activity, right? Finishing up maybe one of the activities or 2 that we started, but more intently, we are intentional about a meditative session of some sort, breath work, that sort of thing. We felt that is appropriate to conclude. Brother James is excellent at spearheading this particular part of the weekend. And again, it's one of those things that you don't think too much of it until you get through it, and you're like, oh, I do feel better. You know what I mean? I needed that. You know what I mean? So we were very intentional about kind of putting that on the back end to really, just cap off the weekend appropriately, and kind of like, send our goodbyes to the land in a way, and to leave it peacefully. You know what I mean? So cleanup and all of that is involved as well. But we like to hit the road in the best mental state, spiritual state possible as we get out in that traffic back down into the valley here in Phoenix, Arizona. So early Sunday morning, we'll be navigating our way back to the Phoenix Valley, and to reconvene with the parents and ensure that everyone's is sent off right, coupled with their families.
Yes, sir. And we'll actually be having our official orientation coming up soon as well. So
stay tuned.
About the camp, I think it's important to also talk about the website, where a lot of this information can be found as well. You get some more visuals, as well as your opportunity to get your young man registered. And that's going to be the growthspot.org. Should be on the bottom of the screen right there, www.growthspot.org. It has all of the information regarding this particular legacy camp. And then the orientation again will be next weekend So we want to get as many as the young men as possible signed up before orientation. That way we can have as many parents present for that particular orientation, where you'll be able to meet the remaining of the mentors, get a face-to-face with give us an opportunity to get a face-to-face with the young men for a first time. But they don't have to come also. That's just encouraged. But this is an opportunity for us to meet the parents for the first time. Orientation is May 3rd.
And speaking of that, man, tell the people also, one, how much is the camp? And then I know we've got some options that are available as well, specifically around those that may have concerns about that. But yeah, tell them a little bit about how much the camp costs, the fact that they get everything included of what we've talked about and what we've shown them as well.
Yes, sir, definitely. Everything that we mentioned so far is included with the particular camp. In addition to the work that we'll be doing, just to kind of put some bullet points behind it. Of course, they'll get the mentorship, the camping experience, the fishing, the archery, the breath work and yoga, the concrete 101, the hiking, and the full experience. All the meals included and transportation included. The total will be $300. And for those alumni that are coming back, there is a discount for them, as well as any young man that's participated in any mentorship groups around the valley as well. That can also get you the $50 registration discount. You just have to advise us of what that program was, and then we'll send you over the information to finish up your registration. So I think that's pretty much it for that particular orientation, the cost, the discount possibly, and then the days as well. So I did mention that the orientation is May 3rd. What time is orientation?
Yeah, 2 p.m.
May 3rd, 2 p.m. And that's going to be at Afro Soul Marketplace.
Yes, sir.
In the Unity Room.
Afro Soul Marketplace, downtown Phoenix. If you're not familiar, it's just adjacent to Grassroots Bookstore. If you're familiar with that spot, it's just a couple suites over from there. Please take advantage of that orientation opportunity to come and convene with the collective, ask any of those questions. If you're a child or if you have a young man that is participating that you're sponsoring into the program, we want to be sure that we make all the necessary accommodations for any kind of dietary restrictions or any sort of conditions that we need to be aware of, that sort of thing. But it's just really a good time. And it, again, like the brother said, it gives you an opportunity to feel us out, right? Have that in-person engagement so that you can be reassured of what we're doing and who's actually going to be providing the care and for your child or for that young man that you're sponsoring. So definitely big appreciation for all the parents. Without that support or trust, this effort is hollow. It doesn't mean much without you all trusting us. So very appreciative. We do not take that for granted. We are all family men, so we understand the responsibility and the magnitude of providing security and just doing things appropriately. So we're men of accountability as well. So we want to ensure that all the parents have that level of transparency on who we are, how we're going to do things, and also provide that granular detail in the schedule so you know exactly when things are happening and then when those opportunities will be provided to your children to communicate with you, right? Because we actually have to accommodate for that as well, because we understand, for a lot of these children, they haven't been away from their parents or they've had minimal time away from their parents. So we do want to, even though we're kind of limiting the devices and the cell phone activity, we do want to account for communication because that is absolutely appropriate.
Yes, sir. That's a great mention. It gives us an opportunity to exercise everything in us as well. So, that nurturing side that needs to come out sometimes that we develop through fatherhood, it gives us an opportunity to have a repetition out there in the community also. So it's a great experience all around for us mentors and the mentees. I can't even say in enough words how valuable this experience is.
Indeed. So we got a couple of weeks left. Again, the camp kicks off May 24th. That's when we're heading out. That's Friday, heading back on Sunday the 26th. So yeah, hit the website for more information, attend the orientation. If that's feasible for you, we still have some slots left. So we're anticipating more young men getting signed up so we can do what we do, man. I think we did a really good job of highlighting everything that we're excited about, everything that we have planned. And we just look forward to meeting parents, guardians, and those young men, because we're just looking to pour into them. And also, be inspired by them as well, that two-way street that I mentioned earlier. So really great effort. I'm grateful for the opportunity. And Legacy Camp 2025.
Indeed, man. And don't forget to like and share this video, for anyone that may be on the fence or they may be out there looking for something, for an opportunity. This is a great video. We dropped a lot of the information. We showed a lot of the footage from our last camp. So you can get an idea of what the camp is about and what we're doing and what we're building collectively. At the end of the day, this is legacy. This is exactly what we're building, is legacy. And so we want the young men to be a part of that legacy, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be on this earth forever. Someone's going to have to inherit it and take on the baton, so to speak, and continue the legacy. And so that's what we're building with this, is legacy. And speaking of which, I wanted to, let's see if there's any other questions. I don't think there's any other questions that I can see in the chat or in the comments. But yeah, like I said, like and share this particular video. Let's beat the algorithm on this one. Let's get this one up, right?
Let's get
and then share with anyone that you would recommend going to the camp, man. We got some great brothers who are dedicated to pouring into the youth, man, and building collectively as a unit. And so that's what we're doing with this. And I did wanted to share one last video as well with the people, just to let them see some of the takeaways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then we can do the shout outs.
Perfect. Let me I'll roll the footage and then we'll do the shout outs.
Yes, sir.
This is L.E.G.A.C.Y.
This is Darius Cooper.
And we're here for camp.
Legacy Camp. Come on.
All right.
Legacy Camp.
Legacy Camp. All right.
It was a very good experience, seeing the scenery and all the inspiration from our elders and our founding legacy fathers.
The wisdom that we were gained, the path we were shown to become the young man that we are becoming. The archery, what I'm saying? I could use that if an apocalypse happened, if I'm ever in the wilderness. I got the good form, what I'm saying? Hey, Darius,
And guess what? I got muscles here and here now too.
Already. So who sponsored y'all, if y'all don't mind me asking?
It was my mother.
His mother, my auntie.
What would y'all say to her?
Thank you so much, auntie, for giving us this opportunity and pouring into us, and we pour into you as soon as we get to you.
Thank you, Mom. Even though I tried talking you out of it, I'm still glad you forced me to come. Appreciate it.
Indeed. Peace.
My name is DJ, and the reason, some of the things I learned here was that as a black man, especially black man, I can open up to people, and I don't have to keep everything inside.
Yeah.
I also learned to enjoy hiking more, and also I learned how to control my anger a little bit better. There were some ups and downs, but I learned a lot of stuff from this experience, and I really liked it. The person that got got me here was Brother Javion and Bilal.
Yeah.
They helped me a lot, and they're the reasons I came here.
3.
My name is Elijah, and the experience I had over here, it was nice, being out in the nature, fishing, doing some work. Yeah, it was cool, and only thing, Uncle, he got me out here. So,
Who's your uncle?
Martel.
All right, that's what's up, man. Peace.
Hey, my name is Giovanni. I go by Gio. I'd like to thank Delon for taking me here. And at the start, I didn't really have a very good introduction, but I started meeting new friends and stuff. So I had a very good time. I love doing archery and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Peace.
Hey, my name is Hanif Levon. And on this trip, I think there were a lot of ups and downs, but there were also a lot of good experiences and good things you could get out of the trip. What I would take away from it is that it's good to get out of your comfort zone every once in a while.
Okay, that's
I want to thank my mom for making sure that I got on this trip, because that was nice of her, and I know she cares about me. And yeah.
Indeed. Peace.
My name is Zay. The experience was nice. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be weird at first, but to get to know everyone here, which is amazing. To know everyone's experience and how they feel, though, that was inspiring. If we could have more time, I would love to do that. Again, next year, I would love to come back.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Who sponsored you?
My mom.
Okay, awesome, man. So what you want to say to her?
Huh?
What you want to say to them?
Thanks for bringing me out here. I appreciate it.
Indeed, sure.
My name is Jeremiah Johnson, and what I took away was the bow and arrow. That was tight. You ain't gonna lie when you pull that. First time that was really fun, and I like to thank Brother Bilal, he my cousin. He put me onto this stuff.
That's what's up, man. Peace.
Peace.
My name's Kivani, and I'm happy I came here because they taught me not to be lazy, to open up to people. I had fun. We went fishing, hiking, and we did concrete work.
Okay. Which was your favorite?
The archery was my favorite.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then who sponsored you to come? Okay. Already. What you want to say to him about getting you here?
Thank you for bringing me here. It taught me a little bit of things. Hi, I'm Xavier, and my experience is rock climbing.
Okay.
And I like the experience because it is a good workout.
Okay, good deal.
And I'm happy that my mom saw you to let me come here.
Yeah.
So I could be able to experience different things.
Okay, good deal, man. Tell us what's happening next for you.
It's a celebration. Graduating from my school.
That's what's up, man.
From school I'm at now, so I'm gonna be in high school soon.
Okay, that's what's up. Congrats.
And my mom's gonna throw me a graduation party.
That's what's up, man.
And we're gonna have lots of food, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. Really good.
Indeed.
Really enjoy myself.
Indeed. Man, I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming too. Great having you at the camp.
Ooh, I don't know, y'all. We set the bar high.
Indeed.
For real. Did it take you back for a second there?
Yeah, man. Up for a challenge for sure.
Right. Woo. Man, let's do those shout outs. So we always gotta shout out our community partners. This again, this is a village. Nothing that we've done has been on our own. Not only as this is a collective investment in operation, it still takes the community to help make it flow. So we appreciate all of the organizations in the community, such as Grassroots Bookstore. That's probably been one of our biggest supporters. Archwood Exchange, Strong Wool. I know that's part of the same conglomerate. However, the three different entities in themselves have supported our venture as well. And then not only the support, but I actually shop there and I go spend my money there as well in these places. Like, not just because they support me, but because I read. That's why I go to the bookstore. I'm an author. That's why I'm at the bookstore. I like the brim hats. That's why I go to Strong Wool. I have small business and I like to support small business. That's why I go to Archwood Exchange. So definitely want to shout out those three. Central Station Studios, Southwest Wings, Nacho Express, and Our Black Fathers Committee. A couple other organizations. What y'all got?
Yeah, shout out to Sister Shamika too, man. So Sister Shamika, she's been in the comments. She supports us, man, in a lot of the efforts that we do, man. And this is community, and so we greatly appreciate her. She actually sponsored a young man last time as well. And so you know, without the collective community, man, what are we? What are we doing? You know what I mean? So, you know, I just want to give a shout out as well to Sister Shamika for all that supported the podcast too, for all the people that support our efforts and support the podcast, support, you know, everything the Growth Spot is doing right now. Just big shout out, man. As you mentioned, again, I'll mention
Heart and Soil Community Garden.
Man, Heart and Soil Community Garden. They've helped us put on a lot of the workshops that we've done. The school as well, man. The school,
Modabe Education Center. Come on. Man, we got some solid support out there. What else? We support also and building a great relationship. Another relationship in the community is Doughboys Pizza down at the Arizona Center as well. Check them out for sure. Put that on the list. School of Hip Hop.
School of Hip Hop. Big shout out.
Definitely.
Big shout out.
For sure.
Yeah. Community for real.
Yeah, also, man, I want to throw a shameless plug as well for Join the Race International as well, man. That's one of our conglomerates as well that we mentor young men through that. You know, like the brother mentioned earlier, at OBFC. So shout out to OBFC as well, because we just finished with a graduation with some young men there. Again, it's community, man. To me, all of it resonates in community and the legacy that we're leaving.
Indeed. Well, hey, that was man, it was a pleasure to revisit all of that in effort to build for this next effort we're about to embark on. Man, if you on this stream or you're gonna play this back, we appreciate you. We welcome the feedback, the questions. If you know any guests or you want to be a guest yourself, please reach out. We're gonna continue to build on these particular sessions. And just keep moving in action, right? So with that being said,
we definitely are open to the support as well. If you want to sponsor a young man or you just want to donate to the effort, we're still open to that conversation as well. So please reach out with any questions that you have.
Please do. So yeah, Legacy Camp, that's our focus. And then we got L.E.G.A.C.Y. That's going to be later on in October, later on in the fall. But we're gonna focus on this hard push into the Legacy Camp so we can make it the very best it can be. And yeah, we look forward to meeting y'all in person, man. Everyone, please help us help you so that we can really seed into this next generation. That's what it's all about, man. So in the name of legacy, the best way you can honor someone is to continue their work, right? So we're looking forward to passing this torch to the next set of hands. We got to make sure those hands are strong and those minds are just as thorough, so that they can keep pushing and take this thing to the moon and beyond that. Yep. So I think we hit it, y'all. Anything else we missed? If not, Brother Nikia, you want to close us out, bro?
May the
Right, before I do that, I want to play our video, man. This is
Okay. This one early.
yes, sir.
To the fam that's gone, rest up. We run a marathon, catch up. After the voice, so we stepped up. When you come where I'm from, every day a blessing. No stressing. Most high get directions. Revolutionary mindset with aggression. Like a frat house, we do all the stepping. Ancestors within, we keep the chief rapping. Experience was my best lesson. Now I'm rolling up from the ass, throw it up. Sub-zero cold enough, work the black fist.
Ooh, that work.
Like I'm writing it down. Two
Come on,
tears in
man.
the bucket when I slide through the town. I ain't worried about nothing, but where my kids at? All the rain
Hey.
and the pain already did that. I'm trying to live a little.
That's fire.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
What's
So
up?
look, thank you for tapping in for us. Thank you for the support. Like I said, continue to share and like. Man, that helps to beat the algorithm. And man, take action on the website, the growspot.org. Take action. You click on that button, man. That'll let you continue to support from there. You look here at the Growth Spot, man. We're unified in action to build, protect, and expand a fruitful legacy of love, equity, growth, ancestry, cooperation, and yield by inspiring and educating on the practices of agriculture, self-care, nutrition, environmental stewardship, and entrepreneurship. We aim to cultivate a vibrant community that's rooted in resilience and sustainability.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.